Girl, I was too good to you. I did too much. I did too much for you. When your fucking baby, you lost your goddamn granddaughter, I made sure your fucking family ate every day. I ordered food. And I ordered one day you wanted one night y'all had some wings or whatever from this restaurant, and it was almost 100 and some dollars. I spent money on you in your time of need. And that's what you're doing? Like, girl, what? Who does that? Who does that? It's just disgusting. It's disgusting. It's disgusting. Hmm. Hmm. I'm reading you guys' comments.
What's up, good people?
Yeah. Um,
Think about morning,
so
man.
I'm done being you know what I'm saying,
Fair
the
use,
the
fair
fall
use,
guy.
fair
Like, y'all are
use.
y'all are weird at this point. You befriend people and you fucking tape them. You save their fucking DMs. You save their text messages. People in their vulnerable moments and times of need, you expose it when you get mad. Like, that is weird. And that movement, I don't, that's just, I'm not, that ain't me. I'm not that type of person. And I told you yesterday, if you exposed yourself and you didn't have that much self control, just like you
Salute
say,
JR in the
you
building.
don't
Lisa
have no
D.
self
Come
control.
and
Girl,
get
you do
this
a video anytime
commentary.
somebody fucking sneezes
Lisa
the
D, I
wrong
see
way.
you.
Anytime
Jada
somebody
LaRue, I
do
see you.
anything that you don't think they should do, you got a fucking video up. You're cussing somebody out every day. Every other day, it is somebody can get it.
We're going to get
And
into
and it,
this.
and the women flock to your channel and they are like groupies in the
Salute.
fucking chat going
Salute.
along with this shit, ganging up on people like some type of gang because they have nothing else to do all day. They sit around in their fucking robes and night clothes all day, dragging people 3 and 4 hours just on the fucking live. I mean, it's beyond madness at this point. So if
Ralph in the building.
like I said, my side of things, I told my side of the story.
I
She said
appreciate
what
that,
she had
Wayne.
to
I
say.
appreciate it.
He said what he had to say. At this point, I'm done with it. I don't have no more to say. I don't care what they say. They can do more videos. They can do whatever they want to do. But I put my side out there and I put my tea out there too.
But let's get into this. Let's get into this. First of all, salute to everybody in the chat, everybody that will come in. From time to time, I do a little recap and let y'all know where we at right now. Ukraine is talking about pulling up. I don't know what y'all guys think about that, but I was actually going to do a whole coverage on the Ukraine thing. But I'm going to wait. I'm going to see what's going to happen. If the Ukraine going to pop off or they not going to. But we are not friends. I wanted to talk about that. We are not friends. It seems like YouTube is undefeated. There's no loyalty amongst thieves. I wanted to talk to that. I think there's a lot of people who come to YouTube on this sense of, I really don't have a real life support system. So they find people to attach themselves to, whether it's the people in the comment section, whether it's other content creators. They find somebody to attach themselves to. And I was listening to an older lady. Um, I'm not gonna mention her name, but I was kind of playing her commentary or whatever because I wanted to kind of give you that feel and vibe and set it up for the conversation that we about to have right now. And it's just like, she goes on and says, hey, I've given you money for food, I've supported you, when your grandbaby died, I've done this for you, I've done this for you, or whatever. And now that they've fallen out, all hell is broken loose. And my thought process is, I wonder why people come to YouTube and search for friends. Like, I mean, that could be your mission, that could be your goal, but I see that there's a lot of people who come to YouTube on this sense of, tag, you're my friend, you're my bestie. Well, I know in real life, just because you go to the same bar, just because you go to the same church, just because you work in the same place, just because you go to the same gym, you might know the same people. That don't make you friends. And for some reason, that switch that never clicks in certain people. It never clicks in certain people where they realize that just because we might like the same content creators, just because we may be in a chat at the same time, just because we donate the same amount, that don't make us friends. And I believe that this woman has learned a lesson that should have been learned a long time ago. It says a lot about the mindset. You're right. Let's get into it, though. Let's get into it. I believe that people fail to have a real life support system. So when you find people online that say, hey, you know what? Hey, I'm there for you. I'm going to ride for you. I'm going to take up for you. I'm going to do X, Y, and Z for you. I think we get this sense of comfort. We get this sense of protection. We get this sense of entitlement. Like, hey, my friends are going to do X, Y, and Z. And I think sometimes we sell ourselves short with this falsehood of thinking somebody got our back. And it's one hell of a smack in the face when you find out that they were only riding for you for a short period of time. They were only supporting you because they was getting something out from the situation or whatever. But the minute you stop supporting them, the minute you stop giving yourself, because that's what happens with these narratives is it's always a one-sided narrative. You're giving yourself to that person. You're supporting them. You're overly supporting them. You overly open your doors and your heart and your platform to them, and then they turn around and they bite you in the ass. So I wanted to explore this a little bit, and I wanted to really say this, and I really want to harp on this. There is no loyalty amongst these, but there's no honor either. Because it's something that she said that I thought was very interesting. She said, you know, I can't believe you did this to me. I can't believe you said these things about me. How dare you? I thought we was friends. And my thought process is, when someone show you that they're a shark, when someone show you that they're a savage, when someone shows you that they are dysfunctional, why is it that when we're supposed to be friends and you're showing me that you're willing to go X, Y, and Z on everybody else, but for some reason you never think that can happen to you? Like, it's all good when you're attacking that person. It's all good when you dragging that person, you drilling that person, disrespecting that person. But for some reason, when y'all fall out, for some reason now all of a sudden it's kumbaya. You want people to be like, oh, okay, I don't think my ex-friend is going to do that to me. And I think that's retarded. I'm going to be real with you. I think you retarded if your friend shows you that they talk about people's kids, relatives, jobs, situations, bad situations. If your friend on a daily basis shows you that they're willing to take it there, they don't care who you are, what you do, etc., 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 why the hell would you not think when y'all fall out they're going to do the same thing with you? Uh-oh, I'm about to piss some people off. Let's get some people in here. Here's the thought process. You sat down and you watched these so-called friends, these content creators, these subscribers, these people that donate, right? And maybe even friends in real life. You watch them do the most sickest, heinous bullshit ever. And you sat back, and for some of you guys, you said nothing. For some of y'all said nothing. You just was like, man, that's kind of messed up what they doing. But you never said nothing. Your moral compass, for some reason, never was true north. You never said, hey, man, hey, sis, hey, stop that. Hey, bro, hey, stop that. Salute to everybody in chat. You never say, hey, stop that. That ain't what we do as grown men, as grown women, as productive people, as honest and respectful people. But you sit back and you watch them go ham. You watch them drag people's kids. You watch them drag people's parents. You watch them drag their job, all of their bad situations. You was laughing when they got C19. You was laughing when they got evicted. You was laughing when they couldn't pay their bills. You was laughing at the failed relationship. You was laughing. You was sitting right with them laughing. So now it's your turn, and now all of a sudden, whoa, kumbaya, put the weapons down. Black lives matter. All lives matter. I don't feel sorry for you. Salute, Ricky Mena. I don't feel sorry for you. If you don't have enough intestinal fortitude to tell the person that you support, that you love, that's your friend, that's your coworker, when they're doing something wrong, to stop, here's the thing. When karma comes back around and kicks you in your ass, I'm not going to be the one that feels sorry for you. I'm not going to be the one that feels sorry for you. If you sit there and you let the person drag their kids and talk about this and talk about that, and so, I'm not going to feel sorry for you. But see, here's the thought process. The issue is that some of us are just as toxic as the people we put around us. God damn. Some of us are just as narcissistic as the people we put around us. They say opposites attract, but God damn it, like people, they love each other. What? Love each other. Can't wait to be around each other. Can't wait to do something that's problematic, something that's full of drama, that's full of gossip. You ever sit back online and say, yeah, y'all made for each other. Y'all two peas in a pod. Y'all just alike. And they cheer and they root for all the negativity and they root for everybody's downfall. And the minute that they, for some reason, they have a falling out, now all of a sudden, don't do me like you did everybody else. Yeah, I know we joked about that little kid having surgery. I know we joked about that grandparent passing. I know we joked about that person losing their job. But don't do me like that. Who the hell are you? It's crazy when people want to scream kumbaya. It's like you gotta, it's not until somebody, the karma knocks on their door. Because that's what it is. It's not until karma knocks on their door. You know what's so funny, man? There's some people that I know, some content creators that I know that I was actually subscribed to, and they got their page terminated. And I don't know exactly what happened and why they got their page terminated, but it's interesting to me because I see other people that really take it there. And when I say take it there, they do some real heinous shit, and their pages don't get terminated. They're still online to brew whatever it is that they're brewing. But here it is, you have these other people, and again, I don't know why their page got terminated. But it's interesting who remains, especially if you don't value being anything positive or anything close to it. It's like we got more people online talking about Kodak Black than Ukraine might possibly, you know what I'm saying, starting a World War III. You ask somebody right now about NATO, they be like, what is a NATO? Oh, how you spell NATO? But you ask them about a major celebrity, they know. They can tell you everything that's going on with them. That's what's very interesting about, you know what I'm saying, some of these content creators or whatever case may be. Like I said, I remove myself from a lot of different circles or whatever case may be. But it's always interesting to see what's important to some people. Sexy Slim, I see you. And so it's always interesting to see the people that remain and what they're talking about and what they think is important or whatever. At this particular time, man, if you just a negative person and your content is full of negativity, what is NATO? if your content is just full of negativity, I mean, at this point in time, it's not even funny. I'm gonna be honest with you. At this particular time, it's not even funny. I say your character is your content and your content is your character. At this particular time, it's not funny. I'm gonna be honest with y'all. Salute, J.D. LaRue. At this particular time, it's not funny, it's not cute, it's not amazing. It's just like, man, this is sad. That's sad. So when I heard this content creator and she was kind of like, you know, talking about, you know, her friend, another content creator, and all the things that she was doing for her, and you know, sending her money and etc. and supporting her, I just be like, well, here's the thought process. If we both stealing cars together and we fall out and I get my car stolen, rightfully so. I mean, rightfully so. If I think people that are going through hardship is funny with you, then when I go through hardship, why wouldn't people be laughing? Jetta LaRue said, I'm on vacation. Well, I appreciate you pulling up. I'm just saying, I mean, some of the things that we're seeing, it's just like, man, are you impressed yet? I feel like Maximus in that movie, Gladiator. I do not entertain. Like, some of these people just wake up every day on this, let me say the most heinous stuff and the craziest stuff. And people are like, this is real entertainment. But again, it's some people actually living their life right now on social media. That's my friend. Well, what makes y'all friends? I feel like this is a friendship class 101 right now. Like, what makes them your friend? It's like, you better wake up. You better wake up. And some people band together just because they don't like another content creator. Some people band together because, well, you got more subscribers than me, so I'm gonna act like I'm your closest ride or die buddy. So it's just a lot of weird stuff that's going on. But at the end of the day, what makes these people viable in your life? What makes them assets to your life? And here's the thing that's really gonna shock y'all. Are you the person getting used? Are you the person allowing these people to leech off of you? Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Are they leeching off your platform? Are they leeching off your name? I just noticed that when you get the opportunity, you know, Sexy Slim says, Jesus is my friend. Well, hallelujah to you. I'm just saying. It's just like people need a class. It's like, do you really have some people in real life that you could talk to? Because it's like people get online, the first thing they do, it's like, let me spill my personal business. Bro, like, your personal business is your personal business. And I haven't seen one content creator right yet that says something about their personal business where they actually had a real support system. Now, it's one thing to tell somebody something personal about you, but I haven't seen not one content creator, regardless of how many subscribers they have a real support system where they come live and say, this is my problem. I lost my car, I lost my home, and their subscribers saved them, brought them a new car, brought them a new home, got them a job. Like, I haven't seen a content creator be able to do that. Maybe they do exist. I'm sure they do. You know what I'm saying? But, you know, getting $5 towards a new car, I mean, that's cool, but I'm just saying that might not scratch the surface. So do you feel like you really have supporters, or are these people just there to listen to you speak, to listen to you perform? And that's real. Are you allowing people to just leech off you? I think there's a lot of content creators, I'm going to be honest with you, I don't think in real life they have real life support systems based on how they act and based on what they say online. When you have real... It's just like when you have women that bash men and men that bash women. Like, they get online and they do this big, you know, narrative of how bad, you know, the next gender is, or whatever case may be. My thought process is, if you have a positive person in your life, as a man you have a positive female, as a female you have a positive man, or, you know, in these days and time, if you just have a positive person, right? I don't think that they would cheer for you sitting online bashing an entire gender. I don't think they would promote that. I don't think that they would be happy to hear you call other people names and drag them and drill them. I just don't think that. But again, you know, and it's funny because a lot of people think that the wave is say the most outlandish stuff, and that's how you get subscribers and that's how you get donations. Say the most outlandish stuff. And that's how you win. What you winning? Let's be real. What are you winning? Because at some point in time, you know, especially the way people's channels are getting terminated, at some point in time, YouTube is going to put your content under review. And the thought process is, what are you going to be able to say? The reason I was negative was because I was getting supporters and donations. And they're going to be like, well, I don't think we really need your type of channel. I don't think we really need your type of content. For you to be such a real man, this is definitely not real man shit. For you to be such a real woman, this is not real woman shit. So what happens when your channel gets terminated? For those people that believe, well, YouTube, you know, I have a support system, a real support system. And I'm going to be honest with you, I haven't seen a real support system that was positive yet. Let me be real with you. I haven't seen a real support system that was positive yet. I'm trying to put my slippers on, y'all. Lonnie says, Wiley from the Wiley Show, female supporter brought him a car. That's good stuff. That's good stuff. That's good stuff. And I'm glad there's people that's in the chat room that know of these types of things. Cool. I heard of, that's the guy that's connected to Tasha K some type of way, right? I believe I heard something about a Wiley Show. That's good stuff. But see, here's the thought process. Do you ever think that, do these content creators, do they really have a support system in real life? Like, what is their real life like? Like, I was listening to this person right here, this content creator that I was playing earlier. Salute, come and get this commentary. Salute. Hey, you guys, I put a couple content creators inside the community chat. Feel free to go check them out in reference to the community tab. And check them out, or whatever case may be. Subscribe to the channel, whatever case may be. Definitely some great content creators. But back to this. Do you guys ever ask, yourself, do the content creators that speak to you guys, do they really have a support system in real life? Like, I know a lot of people, they say, yo, hit the chat. I'm sorry, donate, super chat, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. And my thought process is this. Of course, you want to. For some people that's serious about YouTube, they say, hey, I'm monetized. I want to make sure I get paid for what it is that I'm doing or whatever. And I get you, whatever. But my thought process is, one, what are you getting paid for? What are you getting paid to do? Because we talk about distractions in real life. We talk about how media tries to paint this narrative about not just black people, but just in general, how they want us to think. And this is my thought process. Do you realize what these channels are? These channels represent CNN. They represent ABC, NBC. These channels right here, they represent this mass media, this machine that we talk about that's so negative and bad. So that's why it's interesting to me when I point at another channel and I say, well, you're part of the problem. So it's interesting how we point to the ABC and the NBC, we point to DJ Vlag and academics, we point to all of these people and say, you're the problem, but we as content creators are the problem. Especially when you say I'm negative because negativity gets me paid. But what you think NBC do? What you think ABC does? The Shade Room, World Star, DJ Vlad, DJ Academics. This is the problem. The problem is that money is the root to all evil, and there's a lot of evil ass people in the world. Go ahead and take a sip. Yeah, take a sip. How can you complain about a nationally syndicated station when your channel, these channels represent goddamn statewide locations. You got people in Texas, you got people in Chicago, you got people in Atlanta, you got people here, you got people there. People are seeing your channel statewide and even further. And imagine somebody as a man or a woman telling you they can't be positive because nobody wants to listen to positivity. So they're going to be negative. They're going to be negative with your son and daughter, negative with your husband or wife, negative with your parents, negative with your friends, and they're going to push rhetoric even though they know it's bad, but they want to get paid off it. God damn, drink this goddamn water. I know it's bad. You don't think those executives that sit over at NBC don't be like, yeah, I know it's bad, but push it anyway. It'll sell. Just saying. You're no different. And if you think you are, you're lying. You're lying to yourself. You're lying to the people. I can't say, oh, well, he's bad and she's bad and this place is bad and this. If I'm sitting here knowingly say, well, let me talk about people's kids. Let me talk about their wives, their husbands, their parents. Let me talk about where they work at. Let me dox them. If I willingly do that on this channel, I'm just as bad as any news outlet. I'm just as bad as them. And it's so funny that people sit in these chat rooms and they comment and say, well, you're the woman and you're the man and thank God for you. You're the best. And then watch them promote negativity on a regular basis. Just as we're consistent with breathing air. They are consistent with promoting negativity. And it's so funny to me about how people overlook that negativity. That way they can be a part of something that's bigger than themselves. It's all a hot air says, I just choose to be positive with my channel. It's not about the money for me. It's not about the money. Now, you know what's so funny? For some people, it's definitely about the money. And I'm going to be honest with you, especially when you're devoting your time, like you're doing something. Like right now, I got my ToughLove wall, you know, my den. I've already told you, the story, the backstory about with the wall or whatever. And I want to change it, but I don't want to change it because to me, it signifies something. But the fact of the matter is, for those people that are working hard and putting a lot of effort into their channel and really work hard at promoting a message, it might not even be positive. It might just be a testimony about their life. Because there's a lot of people who went through a lot of things. And for a lot of people, this is therapeutic. Like for me, just being a retired veteran, just being, you know, a form of this and a form of that, for me, it's definitely therapeutic because it's like, okay, let me give my point of view. And I'm hoping that it's some people that can understand it. You know what I'm saying? I got a lot of content creators who have subscribed to ToughLove that I noticed that were super active, you know, about a month ago. And then after that 30 days of whatever transition or whatever, they're not as active anymore. And it really, to me, I'm glad I wasn't like the woman that I played earlier. Salute refused to lose. I'm glad I wasn't like her. Oh my God, we're supposed to be friends. We're supposed to be this and we're supposed to be that. Because my thought process is, can you imagine? Let's say case in point. Let's say I'm gonna since refuse to lose just actually post something. Refuse to lose decides to say, you know, I'm gonna curse ToughLove out. I'm gonna drag him. I'm gonna talk about his family. I'm gonna talk about whatever it is he got going on or whatever case may be. And ToughLove says, you know what? I don't think it's that serious. I'm not gonna even take it there. I don't even think it's that serious. I don't even think that's worth it. So I'm not gonna take it there. So imagine those people that say, well, refuse to lose. I'm gonna rock with refuse to lose and not really rock with ToughLove. So you sit back and you watch this person act a damn donkey, act a fool, promote negativity, and you say that's where I want to be. Well, that makes sense to me, right? That makes sense to you, right? If you're online looking for social media buddies, social media support system, I can tell you right now, you're in the wrong place. You're in the wrong place. Get you a real life support system, because in real life, if you have a support system, they're going to tell you when you're right and when you're wrong. And it's not necessarily about giving tough love. It's about being fair and impartial. Letting people understand and know where you stand at. To me, social media is so unrealistic. It's so unrealistic. I don't want to put a bunch of yes men or yes women around me, because here's the thought process. When you go into real life, you get into real life living, you're going to be in for a rude awakening. And as this woman that I played her content earlier, it was almost like she was shocked. I was like, you just saw them do a bunch of negativity for the last 3 to 4 months. And then when y'all became friends, for some reason, you didn't say, well, hey, maybe we shouldn't be doing this. This ain't cool. This is not what I do. This is not a part of who I am. And it's like, let's be friends. So then you start giving her money, you start giving her time, you start giving her energy for her to turn around and do the same thing to you that you saw her do to something else. Well, my thought process is, and you ain't got to be a rocket scientist, why would you be friends with somebody that you see that's doing negativity to other people as if they can't turn around and do it to you? What makes you so special? The exception to the rule. If I'm standing beside a man or a woman that is dragging other children, that are talking about other people's kids, if we fall out, what make you think that he or she is not going to talk about my kids? Social media is crazy. That's why I say social media is undefeated. It's undefeated. We be shocked, like, I can't believe you would say that about my family. I can't believe you would say that about my character. But you just watch them do it to somebody else. That's why it baffles me when you have people in the comments, you have people that will like and share and donate to platforms where that's what their content is about. Then when it happens to them, it's like, oh, well, don't talk about my family. Don't talk about this. But if you do it, here's the thing. Let's say if you ran around your city and you took a baseball bat, and for some reason, everybody you see, you hit them over the head with the bat. You just hitting people over the head with the bat, right? And you got a homegirl or homeboy that's rolling. They driving a car for you, and you just running around hitting people with a bat. So when life comes back around 360, when that karma comes back around and somebody hits you in the head with the bat, why should we feel sorry for you? I don't want to see no GoFundMe's. I don't want to see your name on a T-shirt. I don't want to see it. No platforms dedicated to your recovery. My thought process is, if you're promoting negativity and the negativity comes back to you, what you crying about? There's a lot of people sitting online crying about the negativity that they promote on a daily basis. I don't get it. You sit around people who promote negativity, you promote negativity, collectively it's a bunch of negativity, and then when someone else says, well, fuck it, if y'all can do it, we can do it. No standards and no morals. No standards and zero morals. Ralph says, unfortunately, some people are really, naive, no doubt. Some people say, hey, man, tough love, man. Bro, you be crushing them. I be like, man, I'm not. This to me is all surface level conversation. It's all surface level. If you say that you're better than them, then you need to do better than them. You can't be the same and then talk about, well, I'm better than them. What makes you better? What makes you better? If I sat here and I promoted the slander, or I promoted cyberbullying, or I promoted, things against other content creators that involve their families, or their characters, the thought process is, if I do those things to them, why isn't it okay for them to do it back to me? I think this is the thing that I see with a lot of people, which is odd, right? And we talk about things being weird on social media, but this is definitely weird to me. So let me get it straight. If you say it, it's fine. But if somebody says it back to you, it's not fine. If you do it, it's okay. But if somebody does it back to you, it's not okay. Oh, I get it. I understand. But it's crazy how I see people try to argue that point like they can do it, but you can't do it. Don't do it. You stupid mother. Don't do it. Nobody should do it. Nobody should do it. If I don't want you fucking with my family, then I shouldn't fuck with yours. If I don't want you fucking with my wife or my spouse or my girlfriend, I shouldn't mess with yours. You shouldn't mess with nobody else's husband. Shouldn't mess with nobody else's parents. If you do it and somebody does it back to you, then guess what? That's karma. And I don't understand how you have people in the comments and saying, bruh, sis, are you for real right now? HB says that's exactly how black folks work, especially on YouTube. Can I be honest with you guys? Because I know I got a lot of different races that watch me or whatever. I'm going to be honest with you, man. Black people be doing the most, man. We be doing the most. You wanted to get mad at Joe Rogan for saying the N-word. There was another content creator that said the N-word. We want to, like, this selective outrage. It's retarded. Oh, they said the N-word. You need to cancel their social media. You need to kick them out of the United States. You need to put them in jail. You need to. These cats that are black go at each other every day and call them every name under the book. They dragging kids and parents and jobs and doxing each other and saying every type of name in the book. But there is zero cancellation in that. But the white dude says the N-word. Oh, and we ready to ride. Bro, I'm so tired of you fake ass Black Lives Matter ass people. I'm so tired. I'm so tired. You'll watch Pookie and Ray Ray shoot each other and kill each other. But as soon as Bill shoot Ray Ray, oh hell no, police brutality, we ready to ride. What? These guys been killing each other all week, but Friday night pop off and Ray Ray shoot at Bill and Bill get a better shot and kill his ass. Now all of a sudden, we ready to ride. We tired of this police brutality. We ain't tired of black men killing black men. Fathers not being at home, systematic racism. We ain't mad at none of that. We ain't mad at men bashing women and women bashing men online, but we mad when Jim or Michael Bill say the N-word. Okay. Just saying. Selective outrage. We so mad at DJ Vlad and DJ this and D. But you, God. Okay. I'm just saying. Lavelle says they're deaf and blind when their heroes do or say something wrong. And that's the thing, man. I ain't got no motherfucking heroes. I know some men and women that you guys will probably never hear about that have definitely died in the pursuit of. Thank you, Dorothy. I appreciate that. Thank you for the donation. That definitely died in the pursuit of something bigger than themselves. Some people say, "Oh well, they were in the military." And it's not just people that was in the military. They just died doing something heroic, or they died for a purpose and a reason. And I just see people that's like, for some reason, ordained to be heroes or leaders. And I'm like, bro, just because you popular, don't make you a leader. Just because you popular, don't make you a leader, especially if you too scared to be positive in real life. I have never stood in front of anyone and say, I can't be positive because they won't pay me if I'm positive. But either we think that black people are so dumb, the community is so dumb, or we're so uneducated that we won't pick up on what's being said. So you're telling me you deliberately being negative so you can get paid? You deliberately putting this out there. Okay. And black people are steadily tuning in. What does that say about black people? I know I could sit here right now and probably name a whole list of females and males to go at, just attack. I don't really know personally, right? But it probably wouldn't matter, right? It only take 2-3 videos to go viral saying some off the wall crazy shit about people that I really don't know. But it's so crazy because people would rally behind me doing that negativity. They won't rally behind me saying, we as black people need to do better. We need to stop calling each other names. We need to start trying to figure out how we can be better co-parents, because for some reason, parenting, when we say that, oh, well, you can only parent inside the home. No, you can co-parent outside the home. But we got so many people with that are egotistical and that don't know how to heal. So they constantly jump into this relationship of this generational curse. They continue to repeat it. So by the time they finally get situated and finally get mature and they finally let themselves heal, now they 4 to 5 kids in. 3 to 6 videos made. Donating to channels that promote, oh, well, I hate men, or I hate women, or I hate black men, or I hate black women, or I hate the black community. They're about $100 in. They're 100 standing ovations in. Then you wonder why these young men and these young women, they don't value marriage. They don't value marriage because of the homes that they grew up in. The homes didn't value marriage. They didn't value having a conversation with their parents. Celebrities booking. Y'all do the same thing here on YouTube. It takes a celebrity, somebody that has some type of, I guess, more stature than you. Because let me tell you something. If you are a man that puts your pants on like I do, you're not above any other men. Your status may be different. You may be a politician. You may be an actor. You may be a sports player. You know what I'm saying? Hey, you may have ran for Congress or whatever case may be. Right? The fact of the matter is, we get into this rut that for us being average at best, what we say, for some reason, people, you don't feel like it's what your voice is powerful enough. So it takes somebody that sits like where you sit, that shops where you shop, that does the thing that you do, to remind your punk ass that your voice is as powerful as anybody else's. Instead of you looking and hoping someone comes and give you, how do I treat women? How should I treat men? How should I raise my son? How should I raise my daughter? Let's talk about relationships. You want the answers from somebody who gets promoted to a position just because they have a skill set or they went to school a little bit longer than you. Take this goddamn water. It's a hard pill to swallow. You looking for leadership from people who don't know how to be leaders. You want solutions to people that only want to promote problems. You want people to say something positive and you wait for hours for them to drop one nugget or two nuggets about positivity, but are very consistent with negativity. Am I losing somebody? At some point in time, we got to get to like a real conversation. We got to get to some real action. Y'all think that thing that's happening over there with Ukraine invading X, Y, and Z, you think shit can't pop off here? Why y'all not worried about that? Why we worried about who beefing with who and who that and who? Why we not worried about that? Huh? Come on now. Why we not worried? You know what's so funny is because the people that's talking about Ukraine, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera, they don't look like you. They don't look like me. Ain't nobody worried about that. We worried about who beefing right here and what somebody said about somebody mama and what somebody said about somebody daddy. But all the while, Ukraine attacks X, Y, and Z. Gas prices go through the roof. Hey, we sending more troops over here to Iraq and Afghanistan, et cetera, et cetera. No conversation about that. But who said what about who? Boy, I tell you, boy. Doing the most. Boy, the people that y'all keep in the algorithm for what they do, I'm telling you, I'm sure it's somebody sitting somewhere talking about, okay, who we got in the algorithm? We got this person, we got this person, we got this person, right? What are they talking about? What are they talking about? Man, I wish we could get that and post that. I would love to lay that out. No substance, no value. But it don't say anything about the content creators. It says something about the people that listen and tune into that. Your lives are so boring. You have nothing positive or exciting going on in your real lives. That's why you tune into that, so you can get a little piece of inspiration, a little piece of, let me escape my reality. Well, why is your reality so bad? Slim Set to Go says, what are we talking about? Well, we're talking about reality. We're talking about people understanding that, you know what I'm saying, there's a lot of things going on in the world. And even if the world is too big, what's going on in your world? What are you doing? Slim Set to Go said, YouTubers are not leaders. Well, I disagree. I think that everything that we do is an example, whether it's positive or negative. How we have a conversation. How we respond to the conversation. How we agree to disagree with the conversation. How we decide to say, you know what, you're not my cup of tea and I'm going to be over here, you be over there. I think it's all examples of leadership. Whether you're a male or you're a female, whether you're gay or whether you're straight, I think it's all examples on what to do and what not to do. That's what I think. And I think that the problem is that what we do is we remove certain words. We remove certain words because that allows us to remove the responsibility. I'm just a YouTuber. Okay. Well, if I sit online and I say, okay, I'm just a YouTuber, so I'm just going to talk about all these black women. So I'm giving this example of why black women are bad. Or I'm giving this example of why black men are bad, or whatever case may be. Giving examples, that's providing a narrative. That's pushing rhetoric. Now, here's where the leadership comes in at. If I go live and I get 100 people to tune into my live or 100 people to view my content or whatever case may be, I'm pushing the narrative. Now, you can follow that narrative or you cannot follow that narrative. Either way, an example is being set. Either way, whether you want to be an example or you're not. Either way, you're putting rhetoric out there into social media, into the world about how bad or something or how good something is. Whether it's your opinion, your perspective, whatever you want to call it. Because there's been a lot of talk about, this is just my opinion. This is just my perspective. I've never seen so many men and women like hide behind, this is just my opinion. This is just my perspective. No, these are just the fucking facts. There are pros and cons to everything. Either you're a pro or you're a fucking con. Okay, Slim set to go. Okay, hey, salute. I will take that. I will take that. He says, he or she says, I don't know if it's a he or she, but it says influencer is a better word than leader. Okay. Okay. Influencer. Okay. So you're influencing people, not you necessarily, but people are influencing people to do what? That's a better question. What are people influencing people to do? That's how I feel, Lisa D. That's how I feel as well. But that was good though, Slim set to go. I'm not gonna even give you pushback on that. If we can say influence. See, the great thing about these type of conversations is, regardless of what words we use, the end result is still the same. Regardless of what words we use, the end result is still the same. See, the thing about it is we like to talk about living our best life. We like to see betterment. Right? We like to speak these things into fruition. We like these things. But for some reason, when it comes to doing, we remove anything that has anything to do with accountability or responsibility. We start Xing out words and put other words that say, well, this would allow me a little wiggle room for excuses. This will allow me a little wiggle room for bullshit. This will allow me a little wiggle room for fuckery and foolery. Anything that's going to hold me to a standard, oh, nope. I don't even use that word. That's not even part of my vocabulary. Lisa D says, that's right. A label is just that. But the end result is what's important. And no matter the label, it is still the same. You're exactly right. You're exactly right. You're exactly right. Can you imagine going to a school and you have a teacher that's responsible for teaching your children, and the teacher say, I'm not a teacher. I'm just an adult in the classroom. Don't call me a teacher. For real, man. I'm just saying. When you go to a courtroom. I'm not a judge. I'm just a person here to listen to some facts. You see what I'm saying? So I get it. I mean, but I think people have gotten very comfortable, because here's the thing, especially in the black community, we do a great job at saying, okay, well, like I used to say on earlier lives when I was talking about police brutality, but I was basically saying that, you know what I'm saying, in urban communities, or in communities that are filled with a lot of minority black people, whatever case to be, you know, black people need to police themselves. And I said they shouldn't want that the outside entity to come in and police themselves. So it was people in the uproar. What you talking about? Black people should police themselves and yada 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 yada. And I said, bro, do I have to look up statistics? Or do we have a common understanding? It was like the fact that I said police themselves. It was like it's like that one word. And I was just like, so we about to act like the facts do not remain the same because we use or we do not use a word. People in a community need to take care of the community from within the community. Did I lose it from anybody? People outside the community should not care about order, structure, or building a community more than the people inside the community. Did I lose anybody? You got policemen who don't live in a community coming in trying to have promote law and order in the community, instead of the people inside the community saying, we don't want to see no drugs, we don't want to see no trafficking of nothing, we don't want to see no crime. Let me ask you guys a question. How many people you know that's a part of the neighborhood watch? And then how effective is the neighborhood watch? Lovely, what's going on? Blind leading the blind, you're exactly right. How effective is the neighborhood watch? How effective is it? How many people running to go join their local neighborhood watch? But so what's so funny is the same people that would not go join the neighborhood watch are the same people that sit online and watch black people, right? Whatever sector you want to call it, the dirty sector, this sector, that. What I done heard all types of names for these sectors. But the fact of the matter is, are the same people that's not trying to do anything to facilitate. Man, maybe we need to chill with some of this nonsense. Maybe we're taking this too far, and that's why I was playing the content creators the message earlier, her video earlier, because I was like, it's interesting when we want to see peace. When we say put the guns down, let's stop the nonsense. Let's stop being savages. We don't want anything to be fixed until boom, 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 opportunity comes, karma comes and knocks on our doors. They still got neighborhood watch. They still got it. There you go. There you go. Depending on the neighborhood, you're exactly right. Depending on the neighborhood. Depending on the neighborhood. I'm trying to get my water intake in. Depending on the neighborhood. If we policed ourselves, our lives, communities would improve, and white supremacy hate that. I would agree with that. I would agree with that. See, here's the thought process. And when we talk over here, man, I try not to be just, it's a black thing, it's a white thing, it's a people thing. If we care as people, we act different. We move different. We speak different. We respond to different. Now, we ain't punks. We're not punks. We got a level of savagery as well, but we realize that we're patient. And we're patient because we realize the level of destruction that we could cause if we actually take it there. Ain't gonna be a bunch of arguing, ain't gonna be a bunch of back and forth. It's gonna be problem solved. Problem solved. Because we got families to protect. We have property to protect. We have friends to protect. We have characters to protect. So it ain't gonna be a bunch of back and forth. And I noticed that people that value themselves, that understand themselves, they carry themselves with a different type of patience. They carry themselves with a different type of energy. It ain't gonna be a whole bunch of rah, yeah. It ain't gonna be a bunch of that. It's gonna be, okay. Until it's not okay. Sexy Slim says, we are mature, smart, and cool. I can take that. Big E in the building. If they're not going to get rid of the no snitching on code, neighborhood police so much. Here's a thought process when you talk about no snitching or whatever. Why are you living in a neighborhood that promotes that code? Get out. It's a hard pill to swallow, I know. This is where people tune out. Here we go. Come on. It's a hard pill to swallow. Take a sip. Why are you still living in that neighborhood? That was my issue with Mama Duck and FBG Duck, the situation or whatever. Once you start losing kids to a certain environment, it's time to evacuate. It's time to evacuate. Tag, you it. I can't imagine losing one of my children Imagine losing more than one, and I'm still in the same neighborhood doing the same shit, around the same people doing the same shit. And that's the same thing on YouTube. You watch the fuckery, you watch the foolery, but you don't want to go. You too scared. I'm not leaving. Nope, I'm not leaving. Well, you just as guilty as they are. Stupid. Dummy. But as soon as something pop off and now you're involved because for some reason you couldn't find the intestinal fortitude to love yourself, love your peace, love your serenity, have a level of intelligence. We ain't talking about college. For some reason on social media, y'all knock people going to college. I've never seen no stupid, ignorant shit like that. Oh, you went to college, so you think you smart. God. What the, what? Huh? Who does that? You had a career, so you think you better than somebody. Right here. Right here. You own this, so you think you're that. Bruh. That, if that ain't some elementary school shit, I've never What? Come on, man. Come on, really? I'm telling you, man, it be the people that lack credentials. They lack having credentials, always hating on the next person with credentials. That is crazy to me. Crazy. Because your resume don't measure up, don't mean, you know what I'm saying, that gives you the go ahead to criticize somebody else's credentials that have a bigger resume than you. Slim Set so says, oh my God, the Intel education movement is the dumbest movement ever. Sometimes we can't get our family to move. Yeah. My brother got killed around. My condolences to your brother, Ralph. Yeah, I mean, I definitely done seen my fair share of issues. Let's say that, issues. But yeah, I just think that we got to do better, man. We got to listen to people that really have a message and that are brave enough to be consistent with that message. I'm just saying, you gotta listen to people that are brave enough to be consistent with a message that's going to be an asset to your life. Now, will we? Is there time to joke? Is there time to do X, Y, and Z? Yeah, but when you start turning it's like this. It's like I've watched people over the last 6 to 9 months kind of turn their message into, I'm just here for the girls. I'm just here to get attention from men. I'm just here to get my donations. Like however they started their message, it was like cool, you know what I'm saying? But then it started to, as the subscribers grew, the donations started rolling in, the message started to become tainted. And what was more important to them was just, promoting this thing. If you're trying to, like, let me tell you something. Ladies, a man is not doing you any favors by gaslighting you. That's a whole Derrick Jackson narrative, and you know how that turned out. You understand what I'm saying? They're not doing any favors to you by pandering to you or whatever. But I'm gonna be honest with you. There are a lot of females that are groupies. That are groupies. I'm just gonna be real with you. There are, some people never went to college or whatever case be, but there's just a lot of people who, when they see somebody, they feel like, is a prize. It's like they throw themselves at them and blindly though. I know somebody just said the blind leading the blind. It's like, I like for people to call it what it is. I like for people to call it what it is. You got some women out there, I guess they call them pick-me's or whatever, and they saying, oh, well, you're just trying to cater to these men, and you're trying to cater to these men. And my thought process is, it's not about what you're wearing. It's not about, what your status is. It's about what you're saying. And a lot of these people, what they're saying, it doesn't measure up to anything. It doesn't measure up to anything. Lisa D says, if your goal is to help others improve, their content will be consistent and not astray. I can get behind that. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I mean, I'm not here to try to pinpoint, call anybody out or whatever case may be. I'm just speaking in general, whatever. Y'all know if I got something to say to somebody, I'm gonna say it and I'm gonna put their name in the title. But that's not what this is about. This is just about us having this open dialogue, this conversation about everything that's going on, and what we need to do to be consistent in order to address the things that's going on. And I'm not just talking about here on YouTube. I'm just saying in the world. Like again, this Ukraine thing. I know a lot of people say, "Well, I ain't worried about Ukraine." You know what I'm saying? I ain't worried about no Ukraine. I don't care what they do, but it can have second and third effects. Not only just gas prices, but a lot of us have of family and friends that are part of the military that's going to be either going to address that situation or have to defend in that situation. So it's a lot of ripple effects or whatever. And I'm surprised with all these content creators, especially the black ones, not saying anything about it. I've seen a lot of content creators that are white Caucasian content creators speaking on it. Playing the CNN clips and giving their dialogue. And it's so funny, it's like I've seen numerous black content creators, the only thing that they wanted to talk about is, again, who's beefing with who. Reactionary videos to who said what, but has nothing to do about Ukraine or anything that may affect America. Forget black YouTube, America. So it's interesting to me. It's just interesting to me. It says people don't pay attention like that, especially black folks. And I believe that statement to be true. But I'm gonna put some in there, especially some black folks. Yeah, some black folks or whatever case may be. And again, it's like we always try to prove how the white man is pulling the black man down. And I'm just like, man, if let's just say if there was a scale of 1 to 10 of who affects us on a daily basis. Let's say who affects the black community on a daily basis, a scale of 1 to 10. So you have all these other nationalities or whatever. Who do you feel would lead the charge or have the highest ranking number when it comes to what race of men or race of people affect the black community the most on a daily basis? Who do you think would win? Who do you think would win? Okay. Okay. I have to check that out, Lonnie. Salute to your dad, refuse to lose. I got a bronze star myself. But salute to the Purple Heart. Most of those people that got a Purple Heart, they definitely paid the ultimate sacrifice. Miss Curlin in the building says, repeat that, please. Okay, I'll repeat it. So I was saying in regards to the black community, what race of people do you think affects the black community on a daily basis directly? I don't. Let me get you up out of here. Black people. You're exactly right. Got some smart people in the building. You are exactly right. You're exactly right. Us. We make everybody responsible for the things that we need to do. We make everybody responsible for the conversations that we need to have. Black women ain't gonna fix it by themselves, and black men are not gonna fix it by themselves. And it's like, well, y'all stay over there and we gonna stay over here, and some type of way magically we expect to figure it out. Salute. You deserve that. I appreciate that. If you're supporting the channel, I definitely want to get you in there with them. Matter of fact, I need to get one more out. I'm gonna give it to you. Asked some pretty good questions. Let me give you some. Oh, there we go. If you over here adding to the conversation, I'll definitely give you a wrench. That's not no. I know we got other it's people paying $200 and $300 for wrenches and other chat. Like I was like, who paid $300? Shit. Come on, man. We trying to have a conversation, man. We trying to have a conversation. It's not about doing no crazy stuff around here. But yeah, man. I just feel like it's just important for us to be able to have conversations and talk or whatever. I'm gonna be honest with you, man. Just me, just after doing 20 years in the military, prior to that, foster home, juvenile detention center, the streets, and all types of stuff or whatever case may be, college. Like when you come so far just to see where we at, and social media, especially this small little part of social, because that's what it is. This small YouTube and the small little section of YouTube, it's like what we feel is important to do. Is so disappointing. What some YouTubers do is so disappointing. It's like, man, you wake up every day to do this shit. Keith, what's going on? You wake up every day to do this shit. Like it's a lot of people like Keish. They do comedy. They they're traveling. They do cooking channels. They do the mukbang, the food thing. It's people talking about relationships, talking about personal growth, talking about finance, talking about love language, talking about relationship with your kids, talking about co-parenting. It's so many things to talk about. I don't want to talk about no fake beef. Then when we say, oh, it ain't no beef. But if you constantly doing it, what the fuck what do you want to call it? If you're not man or woman enough to stand on what you say and be consistent on what you're saying, then what good are you? Sexy Slim says, I was in a foster home. I wish I would have stayed. My life would have been different. I was in a foster home too. I definitely got some foster home stories. Very interesting, man. Salute to all the foster parents out there. I had some good and bad experience. But I think one of the biggest things that did it for me when I was in a foster home, it was like I never could get settled. Like I never unpacked. You know what I'm saying? Because I used to get those knocks at the door. You know what I'm saying? Like 1 or 2 o'clock in the morning. Okay, you're moving. You know what I'm saying? So even it's crazy because even before the military, I was already kind of in a militant mind frame. So whether it was the streets or whatever else that I was doing, I was already always on go per se. You see what I'm saying? But salute to everybody that foster parents or foster children or whatever case may be. Refuse to Lose says, to be honest, I had to repeat because of things I allow myself to sit among. Okay. I seen something else too. Chat was going kind of fast. Lisa D says, as women, we are emotional creatures. LOL, God made men the head of households for reasons. And Lisa D, you bring up a good point because I listen to, from time to time, I get a chance to listen to people like Cynthia G. And I'm just, her name is always key to me, especially when I start talking about these type of topics or whatever. And Cynthia G does a great job. Her voice is kind of high pitched for me, but she does a great job at saying those same things in reference to men are supposed to be the leaders. And it's so funny to me because I look at these men like off the top of my head. If I think about 5 to 10 of these guys, and I'm like, what are they leading other men to do? Or Slim Sims set to go. Hopefully, I'm saying your name right. What are they influencing other men to do? So it's like you can't, it's like you want to be able to give Cynthia G some pushback. But my thought process is, if I was to listen to her conversation, because it's about listening to comprehend, not just respond. So I'm listening to comprehend. And I say, okay, Cynthia, you chill right there for a minute. Let me look and see, which is, what's so funny? One of the main reasons, I think it was about 8 to 9 months ago, right? One of the main reasons I started kind of focusing in on certain YouTubers or whatever was because of Cynthia G, because I wanted to give a response back to Cynthia G. I wanted to say that these are the men that are doing something on YouTube. These are the men that are consistent with trying to build and be positive. But it was funny to me because I was kind of like sticking and moving. Like somebody will say, okay, well, what do you think about Kevin Samuels? What do you think about this? What do you think about that? So I'll do a video on these people, right? And it was interesting how some people responded like, hey, I appreciate it. Never thought about it. Like 10 toes down. He was like, hey, man, I appreciate what you said to me, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. And I said, hey, salute, blah, 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 blah. I kept it moving. But some people, they kind of took it and it was like this whole nother thing. And then it was like, first of all, I was like, well, let me re-look at this and see if it was something to really turn up for. And at the end of the day, it wasn't. To be honest with you, at the end of the day, it wasn't. So, but I come to find out and understand that, especially if they say it out their mouth. I'm not here to build. I'm not here to promote positivity. I'm here to get my check. And it ain't about me trying to bring anybody together. It ain't about me talking about any type of content that's going to say, I'm responsible or holding things accountable. And I can say, honestly, appreciate it. You're not a part of this fight. You can go ahead and ride the bench. We got people who want to be in the fight, want to be on the field, want to be on the court, want to be in the courtroom. We got people that want to stand up and say, no, 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 no. We here for that. Because we realize that there's a bigger picture. We realize that our youth is looking at us. Hell, there are other adults. Everybody that's following these content creators, they ain't kids. All right, Lisa. They ain't kids. They adults. People in their goddamn late 40s. We say we want better, but we will not do better. I was in Dennis Sperling chat earlier, and he was almost in the right direction on the topic, but he kept leaving out the responsibility of men. Interesting. I think is that the lawyer guy? I think he's here in Houston. Somebody asked me to do a one-on-one with him. I think he is here in Houston, unless it's somebody else. I noticed that when it comes to the definition of men, whether they call them real men or whatever titles they put in front, whatever words they put in front of the word man, people use different definitions in order to hide their actions. Like whatever definitions I use, it allows me wiggle room so that way the bullshit that I do is accepted. Exactly. We want better, but won't do better. Facts. Always want better. Always talk about promoting betterment, but won't do better. And the second somebody say, well, that ain't what you say you about. That ain't what you say you about. And it's like, let me, it's like this quick deflection type situation, and if you do have a following, it's like, well, my following will help me deflect. And I don't know. Shit's crazy, retarded. It's crazy. But here's the thought process, and I'm going to say this to black men in general. If you're retarded ass can't hold yourself accountable, or you can't hold yourself responsible, or hold yourself to a standard, shut the hell up talking about other races of men. If you as a black man too scared to be positive because you're going to lose donations and subscribers, the situation is this: shut the hell up about other races of men, because one, you're not in a fight, you too scared. Two, you're not consistent. Three, you don't have the common sense to understand the importance of actually being consistent. So regardless of whatever you do, wherever you came from, or whoever you think you are, the fact of the matter is, you talking in front of black men and women about white people, but won't hold yourself and other black men accountable, you are a fraud and you're fraudulent. Too afraid to stand for something, so you promote anything. Let me say that again. Too afraid to stand for something. We ain't talking about jokes. We ain't talking about downgrading people. We ain't talking about doxing. We ain't talking about acting like we gonna fight. We talking about standing for something where people can say, we needed this. This is refreshing. This is something that we can take into the daycare. We can take it to the school system. We can take it to the church. We can take it to the home office. We can take and build relationships, whether personal or professional. We can do something with this type of message. It don't matter if you got 3,000 subscribers or 3 million. The fact of the matter is, the message and the work is consistent. That's something Cynthia G can get behind. But until then, we're going to sit back and we're going to watch popular people pretend to be leaders. We're going to watch popular people pretend to be leaders. And the fact of the matter is, I have to give them credit, because none of them are self-proclaimed leaders. They never said, I'm here to lead. You made them leaders. You put them in a position that they wasn't trained to do. Can you imagine somebody? Can you imagine somebody coming into an organization and you say, "Well, you're going to be the CEO." No, you probably need to start at ground level because you don't got CEO leadership potential. You don't have organizational structure. I'm not going to put you. You can start in the mailroom, but I'm not going to put my business in your hands and say lead us. That's crazy. But this is what we do as black communities. Oh, you're a rapper. Okay, cool. Lead us. You're a politician. Okay, cool. Lead us. You're a preacher. Lead us. It's always lead us instead of us saying, let's put somebody that's qualified in the seat. That's why you be wondering why when these rappers go talk to politicians, like when Cardi B went to go talk to what's this guy name? The old guy. I forgot his name off the top of my head, but when she went to go talk about the black race, I'm like, is Cardi B black? She's talking on behalf of minorities. So like, okay, like, now don't get me wrong, Candace Owens be saying she be saying some off the wall shit. But here's the thought process: would you rather have Cardi B or Candace Owens go speak on behalf of black people to other countries? Who would you pick? Who would you pick? I ain't say make a rap song. I ain't say twerk. Okay, right? Because I probably would pick Cardi B if that was the case. But the fact of the matter is, it's so funny how we put people. Somebody said Cardi B. Y'all ain't shit. He said bad example, bro. Okay, calm down. Okay, I got y'all. So everything don't work all the time. I got you. But my thought process is sometimes you need people that have an understanding and know how to articulate different points of views without arguing, without being overly emotional, without ready to fight, without saying, let me talk about your kids and your parents. And it's like, bro, let me tell you something. When men cannot have conversations, it is really degrading toward black men. When women can't have conversations, it's really degrading towards black women. When black women and black men can't come together and have a conversation, it is really degrading towards the black community. There is so much let me attack you going on social media on a regular basis. Let me attack you. Let me say anything that I can about you. And it's like, me personally, I kind of sat back and I listened to someone speak. And listen, I was just like this, like sitting and listening to someone speak. Daughter came in the room. I was like, I'll be with you in a minute, honey. Just go back, close the door. And I'm sitting and I'm listening. And I'm like, what's the value in this? What's the value in this? Like, what do you get out of this? I think I don't think I have that much malice in my heart. Like, I don't have that much discontentment in my heart to be like, let me say these things. It is not my job as a black man to question another black man about being a father in regards to what's happening inside his home. It's not my job as a black man to question what's going on between another man and his wife. Now, if there's some type of abuse or something like that, then hey, yeah, definitely need to intervene and say something about it. But it's interesting to me is that I find content creators who are willing to give their perspective and opinions on situations that really don't have anything to do with them. But when it comes to real situations, they say, well, it's zero accountability and I don't hold people to a standard. It's like, which one is it? Why is it such a seesaw and no consistency? But the funny thing about it is I think that we as people, as subscribers to these narratives, we allow these content creators to get away with this and call it entertainment. This is what we want to see. It says black folks on social media seem not to know they're being watched. Other communities see the fuck shit. That right there should be a whole that should be a whole segment, period. Yeah. McDaniel, I'm sorry. Not every black man or woman can relate to each other's struggles. I think it's more status quo than race. Yeah, so here's my thought process. You as the community promote, and whatever that community is, it's suburbs, urban community, white trash community, whatever community it is, you promote the leader that you feel can sit at the table and articulate your needs and wants and desires, concerns. The issue is that you promote the person that has no communication skills. You promote the person that the second someone says something to him or her, they want to fight. So now you got a table, a room full of people sitting at this table, and this is the moment where you need to articulate to get the things that you need to get for the community to support them, to stop the generational curses, to stop the bashing, to stop the crime, to stop all of this stuff. And this is your moment to shine. Everybody's believing in you and they rooting for you, and you sit your punk ass down in the seat talking about, yeah, they put me in this seat. I'm the man or I'm the woman. And then as soon as someone says something that you don't like, you are willing to destroy everything. You're willing to try to show everybody that you're the man or you're the woman, and you don't prove it. Me getting the opportunity to sit in the hot seat and to talk to everyone else to prove and say the black community needs X, Y, and Z. Well, this is what I don't need to be doing. What I don't need to be doing is calling these other people's names, getting overly emotional, talking about their kids, talking about their parents, talking about where they work at, laughing at them because they went to college, laughing at them because they had a career. You understand what I'm saying? We missed the mark on betterment. We missed the mark on special opportunities. This is your opportunity to sit down as a politician, sit down as a sports player, sit down as an actor, sit down as a community leader, and say something that is going to community leader, and say something that is going to be valuable. And you miss the mark, you miss the opportunity, you miss the moment because you don't understand how special it is. That's what's happening right now, ladies and gentlemen. People don't understand how special this moment is. Suppose social media for some reason goes out. Nobody can be on social media for 30 days. All of the stuff that we have is just what's on social media. For some reason, you can't upload anything, but whatever's on social media, that's your content. That's what people have to go with. Well, my question is, how many people miss the moment? How many people miss the opportunity to say something special because they were so busy saying, I get paid off of negativity, so I'll just say something positive later. When you miss the special moment, somebody should remind your ass. You missing the moment and you fucking up. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm Mario J. This is Tough Love. I'm going to stick around for a couple more minutes and see if you guys have any questions for me or whatever. I totally agree with a lot with what you guys are saying in the chat room. If you guys have any questions for me, let me know. Let me know. Do me a favor, man. You know, don't drop anybody's name, you know, in a negative fashion in this chat. It's not, you know, I've addressed anybody that I need to address, whether male or female, directly, so they know where I stand at with them. You know, that's just out of respect for us in this chat and the conversation that we have. We don't want any distractors like that. But I will put this out there or whatever. I did provide my email for anyone that feel, whether it's a content creator or subscriber, if they feel like they need to reach out to me and have a conversation, then I'm willing to do that on my platform. Do you feel is a universal thing or American thing? When you say, do I feel is it a universal thing or American thing? What exactly are you talking about? Refuse to Lose says, why do it get crazy this time of month on YouTube? I don't know. Black History Month? I don't know. It's a good question. I don't know. I mean, to simply answer, to be honest with you, I don't think this month is any different than any other month, to be honest with you. It's just that a lot of things I don't see now because I'm not subscribed to it. So unless it's coming through a third party, then I don't directly see anything. And that's just for my sanity and for me, because it's hard for me to see something that I know is wrong and not speak on it. You know what I'm saying? How can we teach these young males that men work for, they don't have to beg? Basically, that's what you're saying. Okay. I think we have to get out of the role of giving our children everything. You know what I'm saying? We give our children things to the point where they feel entitled, as if everyone owes them something. And for young males especially, we have to give them duties and responsibilities that are realistic. Ladies and gentlemen, you have to stop. And I'm gonna say to the ladies, stop treating your sons like they one of your boyfriends. Stop treating your sons like they one of your boyfriends. They are your sons. They are your sons. And make sure that you pay attention to the things that you say to them to promote their development. Because a lot of times when you treat them like they're your boyfriends, what you do is you emasculate them. And you make them feel like they're lesser than. You see what I'm saying? So when they go out into the world, they lack confidence, or they have a sense of bitterness going out into the world. So make sure that you guys have a healthy conversation with your sons, and make sure that you treat them equally, because there's already things right now showcasing that the female is more important than the male. And I have daughters, but I can tell you right now, whether it's a Me Too slogan or Black Girls Rock or My Melanin, all of those things honestly facilitate around the empowerment of women, the focus of women. So you have to make sure as a parent that you're balanced, that you're able to empower both of your children and not one. Hopefully I answered your question. That was a good question. I'm trying to roll back up. So I know I missed something. Question on FBA movement. What do you think about it? I find it confusing. Hold on. Let me ask you something. When you say FBA, what spell it out for me? Because there's two things in regards to FBA, and I want to make sure I address that correctly. So I don't want to just be talking to be talking. Payday is coming every month. Yeah, you're right. I don't take it as a color thing. I believe America is a whole spoiled. I've lived in other countries, but I have not been. I can't speak on like Iraq and Afghanistan and Italy. I can't speak on their culture like I'm speaking on like the stuff that I see right here. I can tell you that being there for a year or longer, I didn't see the things that I see here. Like I didn't see the back and forth. Now they got some serious. I mean, we know they got some issues, but it just wasn't out in the open like this. You know what I'm saying? And plus, I really wasn't on social media, so I can't really speak on that. But I think America, we do a good job at publicizing our grievances, but we don't do a good job at promoting solutions for it. And I know this is going to sound sad, but it's more people that want to see us go at one another that look like us than anybody else. Foundational Black Americans. So here's my thing. I was talking to a guy who was speaking on foundational Black Americans. To be honest with you, I never really got into that. I never really got into that. And I'm gonna tell you why I shied away from it, because it was that person, that guy. It was another person who said they was pro-black, and it was, we were talking about Young Pharaoh, talking about Brother Polite, and to be honest with you, I kind of felt like everybody was kind of like the way they were talking, they were kind of like all in the same boat, and that could have just been because of the conversation and how it turned. But I was kind of like, if that has anything to do with any one of those guys, like I'm not really for none of that or whatever. So maybe I do need to have a conversation with someone. Maybe maybe I'll drop the link another time and we can talk about that or whatever. So I'll be open to that conversation. Maybe you can enlighten me on some things. But the conversation I had on a panel, it was like 30 minutes. It was a while ago. And it was like, we were talking about, actually we were talking about Black Lives Matter. We're talking about Black Lives Matter, the pros and the cons, and there were people jumping on the platform that were a part of the conscious community, the FBA, you know, and they were talking about being pro-black, and it's like it was a representation from almost everything, and it's like the conversation to me, especially when we got to the Brother Polite, because they were trying to use the Brother Polite teachings and Young Pharaoh teachings as a way forward, and to me, based on the character of these men and the things that have come out about these men, like it just kind of turned me off to the situation. So, you know, so maybe I'm ignorant to the whole dealings with the FBA because of that situation. Yeah, but that was a good question too. Um, I know I'm skipping some questions, y'all. I'm sorry. I apologize. Hold on just a minute. Um, Black YouTube is becoming so toxic and it's sad. I'm gonna be honest with y'all, man. I don't see how some of y'all do it. Like I had to unsubscribe, block, please do not recommend. Like it's just like, yeah, it's not too much, but it's like, is it really worth it? You know what I'm saying? Like I'm looking at investments, I'm looking at buying, you know, property, traveling, you know, anything that's going to like help elevate and promote what it is that I do in real life. And I'm gonna be honest with you, for a lot of those things that I see, it means nothing. I don't want to hear about somebody's hardship. I would rather hear about somebody coming out of their hardship. You know what I'm saying? Or say, hey, we taking donations because this person just lost their home, or etc. It's like all of this back and forth and bickering. And I'm like, man, these people, a lot of them can't be happy in real life. I don't care what they pretend. I don't care what their career was, what they think their status is. You can't be happy in real life and do this on a daily basis just for a check. There are more positive ways and easier ways to make money that don't make you look like you lose your integrity or lose who you are as a man or a woman trying to bring down somebody else. That shit has to be, that's sad and sickening. 40-year-old black males on YouTube is the new 16. I never heard nobody say that. Yeah, that's a good point. It's a good point. It's a good point. But I'm 40, so I don't think I'm 16 at all. You have to identify the problem, and all of you do not. Yeah, I hear you. I hear you. But sometimes here's the thought process, man. Everybody prioritize what the problem is differently, if that makes sense. Like you might think talking about black on black crime is more important than police brutality. This person that you know, another person might think, okay, it's not about black on black crime and it's not about police brutality. It's about fathers being in the home. So everybody has a different level based on their experience. So to me, you have to find a good co-op of people having the conversation, so that way you can be a part of it. Are you a part of the conversation, or are you a part of another conversation? See, I know that sitting down, listening to a bunch of negativity, that won't fix nothing. That won't provide any solutions. Because I'm thinking if you're a part of a conversation on social media, now your perspective is being, you know, you're kind of broadening and expanding your horizons so you can take that information back to your kids, to your job, to your family, to your communities. And if you're not a part of the conversation, then you stay ignorant to what's going on around you. Huh? You think so? You think so? I'm still debating. I got about 3 weeks to decide which direction I'm gonna go. Slim set. It's up in the air. You know what I'm saying? I know that the jobs that I'm gonna take, I'm probably gonna end up, especially in the initial thing, having to shave my beard. So I don't know. I kind of like just kind of being a wild man. Now I just tried to keep misinformation from spreading. I can't help when others other stuff because folks don't want to listen. You know what's so funny, man? I say this, and you guys know if you're watching this or whatever. I normally say, whether it's one person or 100 people in the chat room, as long as one person say it, I truly, honestly believe that. I truly, honestly believe that. If you're saying it and it's coming from a good place and you know what you're doing is trying to help and bring awareness, It doesn't matter because your conversation or your statements or your message is going to withstand the test of time. I might tag 3 names that I know for a fact is in the algorithm or whatever case may be, right? And people might say, well, I don't know if I want to listen to that, or I don't know. At some point in time, people are going to stumble across it. I have videos right now that people are stumbling across that I've done months ago. They're like, hey, I'm just coming to your channel. I've listened to the first 7 minutes, new subscriber. So I'm happy about that because that means the message holds up throughout the course of time. And that's powerful. That's definitely powerful. I'm trying to get to everybody's don't shave your beard, just tighten it up a little bit. Yeah, I might have to shave it down. Yeah. I'm working on some stuff though. You know what I'm saying? I hear you. Says I agree, but it gets hard. It definitely gets hard. The issue is because when you feel that you're a genuine person, you want your message to be promoted like the negative messages are being promoted. That is just human nature. I don't care who you are. That's just human nature. You say, well, if they got 6 million, that's too much. 6,000 people in their chat, right, for something negative, you saying, well, shit, I need at least 1,000 in my chat for something positive. But I noticed that I think a lot of people use YouTube to kind of escape their reality. And as long as they feel somebody else is the center point, like as long as we are teaming up on her, as long as we are teaming up on him, then nobody looks at you as the individual. I notice on YouTube it's a lot of teaming up. Like there's not too many people that can stand up on their own. So every time there's somebody that, like any name that you put up there, like I notice that there's a lot of people that's teaming up. And it'd be like, well, what's the team up about? You know what I'm saying? What's the team up about? And it's just like, I don't know. I think people know each other behind the scenes, to be honest with you. It has to be. Because I never seen a bunch of people so willing to do, like they don't know better, but it's just, I never seen that. I never seen that. Alpha Buckies, I really heard those are doing shit they can. GF about the black community. Okay, today's black people are being attacked on every aspect of life. Our food, gender, sexuality, self-hate, and religion. Wayne Washington, I totally agree with you. I totally agree with you. Wayne Washington, I'm gonna say this to you. Hold on. You said today's black people are being attacked on every aspect of our life. Food, gender, sexuality, self-hate, and religion. There's not a lot of content creators are covering those 4 aspects. And when you're covering those 4 aspects, you don't have time to cover other stuff. Good point. Good point. I'm going to be honest with you. There's a lot of content creators that are smaller and bigger and mutual in reference to subscribers to me. They watch ToughLove channel. They watch ToughLove channel, right? And then when they get to the part where they're sounding like something ToughLove said, I get the email with the little what do they call it, the time stamps. Hey, check this out. Hey, check this out. And I laugh a little bit because they won't say, yeah. I heard this from yada 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 yada. And let me just say this publicly, man. If we've had a disagreement in the past, that don't make you my enemy. That don't mean that I'm gonna start running around and let me try to, talk to you and bring you down or whatever. But I've noticed that for some reason, when you do have a disagreement or whatever, people they value disrespecting you more than just saying, we disagreed on this particular topic or whatever case be. And I think that's a part of a generational situation, and I really want to say generational curse, but it's a generational situation that for some reason us as black people, we can't just disagree. We have to disavour. We have to have discontentment. We have to have disrespect. You know what I'm saying? We have to have a discernment. We have to do something that is harmful to one another. And it's crazy. I'm just saying earlier, you asked the question earlier, who influenced the black community the most? I believe it is, the J word. and the other left. It is not a white man. He is not responsible. Yeah, I don't think. I think everybody. YouTube is gangland. I think you're right. I think everybody agreed. It's us. It's the people within the community that affect the community the most. The issue is that within a lot of times within the black community, what we do so very well is we say it's somebody else's fault for our conditions. Now, granted, most of the time projects are not developed old. They're not developed with rundown housing. They're not developed with cracked pipes and glass and bullets in the parkways. The swings work, the elevators work. So they're not built like that. They're turned into that. So these other nationalities that live on the outside of the community, they have nothing to do with what's going on inside the community. But for some reason, the people inside the community, we start pointing the fingers at everybody on the outside and hold nobody on the inside responsible. It's deflecting and it's delusional. And the thing about it is, why do black people have to take major L's in order? They take 15 L's and get one win and say, this win does not propel me to move outside this situation. Huh? You've been inside the projects all this time, right? You done lost one of your kids. Probably had a miscarriage at some point. I'm talking about men and women together. Somebody that went to jail in your family. There's been some type of abuse. Somebody that got robbed. Somebody that got stabbed, right? And as soon as you're able to get a child tax credit, oh, I ain't moving. Hey, party at my house. How many L's you got to take before you realize, let me get the hell up out of here. This ain't what's up. I wonder how many content creators are saying that. So we got shit to talk about. Other than the fake beefs or the it's not beef, but we still do this shit on a constant basis. I'm sorry to hear that, Refuse to Lose. I also lost a couple people to gun violence. I lost a couple people to a lot of stuff. So I don't know who you're talking to right now. We are growing over here. Growing over here, we don't care how their message gets out as long as it does, no doubt. In Washington, I think black people are misunderstanding a lot of what's out there. These sexuality things are serious and misunderstanding what I'm saying. Okay. Time. I'm trying to get to everybody's, you know what I'm saying, time. Tim Black TV is fantastic and serious content and big love. Well, if you guys can do me a favor at the content creators you feel that is so they take your talking points, I'm sure. But you know what? It's this is what you need to understand. Whether I say it, this is how important the message is. Whether I say it or somebody I've had a disagreement about whatever says it, it still gets out there. That's how important it is to me. But here's the thought process. If you feel that you need to regurgitate something that ToughLove has said, then that means you really don't have a problem with ToughLove. That means what you've done is just for show. Because at the end of the day, all black men, all black women, all black communities, all men and all women, they want to see their people flourish. They want to see great things. So of course you're going to have solutions. You're going to have people that are thinkers. You're going to have people that are problem solvers. You know what I'm saying? I think the problem is that people don't want solutions unless it comes from them directly. They got to be in front of it. You know what I'm saying? So if I hear Uncle Stu, or I hear Jada LaRue, or I hear Refuse to Lose, or It's All Hot Air, or Sexy Slim, if I hear these content creators say something positive, I don't give them a big up. I don't share their content, right? I come and say, well, let me just say X, Y, and Z, because I want it to come from me, versus saying, hey, I heard something positive on X, Y, and Z, so let me share it to my community tab, or let me just replay their video and then give a little bit of dialogue. I've heard on all of these different platforms hey, Tough Love said X, Y, and Z, or Tough Love said this, or whatever, whatever, whatever. So salute to that. But I notice when it comes to bigger content creators, they're very cautious about who they promote. So if it's not about just big up in them, if it's not just about cheering for them, they're not going to play whatever it is that you say. But they're going to listen, because I know several content creators that are listening to younger YouTubers, especially if y'all have ever had a riff. They like this. You know what I'm saying? Which is great. And that's why I do a great job at not promoting beef, but promoting common sense. Because I'm hoping that something rubs off on something. And that's what you call leadership. It's called indirect reverse leadership. I don't have to be the one that talks to your audience, because you're the one who talks to your audience. All I have to do is broaden your, expand your perspective. What it's about, expanding, not just broadening, but expanding. Let me see if I got any more questions. The bigger creators usually just shout out their circle. Yep. Today's rap music is sending a message to our women to look at black males for money and resources, but not for love. I'm 43 years old, and that mindset has men like myself single. I hear you. I hear you, Wayne. That's a great conversation too. We definitely gonna have to get into that. No, as black community, we cannot lead America right now. I don't think it's about us leading America. And I don't know if you're responding to me or whatever case be, but I don't think it's about black men leading America. I think it's about us using our voice to affect our circle. And when I say our circle, your channel may reach a little bit into Cincinnati, may reach a little bit into San Francisco, may reach a little bit into Chicago. That's your circle, your sphere of influence. And I think people kind of get it, well, my voice ain't that big, or I don't have this status, or I don't have this many subscribers. But you have a channel, and people are discovering your channel. My question is, what are you saying? What are you saying? So my job is to not only facilitate a tough conversation, but to empower people to say your voice matters despite your credit score, despite how tall, short, despite how many times you've been divorced, despite how many times you've been married, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. It's to provide and empower the average Joe. Let's talk. Let's listen for comprehension, not just listen to reply. Let's not be overly emotional. Let's not, every time we get into a disagreement, let me attack you. The T is in the building. What's going on? I think I covered the beginning. Just shoot it. I think I covered things. Thanks, he. Okay. I think I covered the most part. My family lives in public housing, temporary. As a child, never went back. Some people came out the city housing projects and brought that mentality with them to the nice suburb. Of course, when you don't learn how to be better, you continue to be worse. That's why I see a lot of people on social media like that. I come from the projects, now I got money, but I still do project shit. I still got a project mentality because they never learned how to really level up and be a productive citizen, which is a reason why a lot of them go broke. A lot of them don't have communication skills. A lot of them are overly emotional and aggressive. I mean, I see it all the time. Hopefully you're not that type of person. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I said, we talked about being leaders, but it's not just being a leaders. It's about knowing that we need to get assistance with how we talk to one another and build with one another. A lot of black folks don't realize they just need to learn to navigate in America, because we're not taking over anytime near the future. You can take over your community. You get a house, you get you, whatever your block is, your cul-de-sac, your suburb, whatever it is that you want to call it, your street, you can build a co-op with your neighbors. You know what I'm saying? That is our community. This street is our community. You know what I'm saying? We look out for one another. We barbecue. We have, we travel together. We can have a positive co-op. You just got to learn how to talk to people, whatever case may be. Let me says, why are like that, do you think? You says, why are like that, do you think? Take some water, goddammit, for sending me that bullshit. You got me sounding retarded. This just says, why are like that, do you think? Why are they like that? I need y'all to take some time, goddammit. I gotta read this shit out loud. Y'all send me this bullshit. God damn, I'm glad I ain't drink. Well, I'm drinking water, but I'm glad I ain't drinking in this motherfucker. I appreciate that, Miss Carolyn. I'm about to get out of here, man. I just tried to put some time in, man. I feel like I was kind of MIA. There you go. I appreciate that. Okay, it says, why do you think we don't have coping skills God damn it, implementation skills? Okay, cool. Because our parents didn't, our brothers didn't, the people that we grew up with didn't have coping skills. They the correction was to holler at you. The correction was to put hands on you. The correction was to punish you. It wasn't to talk to you. It was to talk at you. And we grew up with that. You know, we grew up with that. And then what happened is some of us, whether we went Ivy League or we joined the military or we got some type of job where you notice that other people didn't talk like that. You know what I'm saying? You ever had that friend where your mom cursed you out when you did something wrong, but you went to their house and it was like, hey, don't do that again. They talked to them. And you bracing yourself because you just know your homeboy, your homegirl about to get smacked in the face. They parents about to whoop their ass, but it's like, well, how come you didn't get hit with an extension cord? How come you didn't get a backhand? How come you didn't get cursed out? And it's like it's an eye opener. But that's what happens to us as little kids. But some of us, we go to college, we go to, again, establishments of higher learning, or we go to organizations where they don't tolerate that. It's not acceptable. It's not acceptable if you have a disagreement where I need to yell at you to get my point across. Well, you need to articulate why you have a concern. And then what is the solution? Where did you falter at in pathways? But for a lot of people, especially on YouTube, I'm telling y'all the truth, man. You sit back and you watch when they have a disagreement, the level of attack they take. They have very, very little understanding on how to solve problems. You know what I'm saying? It makes it easy to do when you're an objective person. You know what? To have that objectivity, you have to be around other like-minded people. Because here, even on YouTube, if I have a disagreement with someone, there are certain levels and certain things I'm not going to do. You understand what I'm saying? I'm just not going to do it. Like, I'm not going to say anything about your children. I'm not going to do this. I'm not going to do that. But there are certain things that other people are willing to do. To me, I understand there's real life consequences to saying and doing those things. But for other people, to them, it's just YouTube and what they're accustomed to doing. So you can be objective. You can have restraint. You can show patience. But you have to also be strong enough to realize that because you don't take it to a level of savagery, that doesn't mean somebody else is not going to take it there. So you have to have a sense of understanding of who you're dealing with. Hopefully I've answered your questions. I think I did a pretty good job. Home training, parents. Yep, all that's right. Miss Smith, salute. You got to have discipline. You're exactly right, Ghost. You got to. In order to address anything, you have to have a certain level of restraint because, again, let's just say you in the grocery store and somebody, you got the two buggies and they cross you and they hit the front of your buggy. Is that the time to curse somebody out in front of your kid? Maybe they honestly didn't see you. You know what I'm saying? It's like, oh, well, to show you I'm hard, to show you I'm a man or I'm a woman, I'm going to curse you out and I'm going to do all of this. Matter of fact, I'm even going to go live on social media and show everybody I'm cursing you out because you bumped my cart. My children are okay. You didn't break my eggs. The milk ain't fall out the tray. But it's like I need to take it there to show everybody how hard I am. I see a lot of people always, for some reason on social media, I have to be harder than you. I have to take it there. And it's like, for what? There are so many men and women in jail right now, in prison, right now that are saying, I wish that I was smart enough, I was patient enough, right? I had enough restraint or discipline not to take it there because it cost me my freedom, it cost me money, it cost me time, it cost me energy, it cost me the time with my family, the growth with my family, to be, you protect your family one time in the grocery store and it costs you 10, 11, 12, 13 years of your life. Is it worth it? It's not worth it. That's why we had these conversations. To say it's not worth it. So I don't care if you have 100,000 subscribers or 3 subscribers. If you're promoting a message and you're telling black communities, black men, black women, men and women in general, it's not worth it. That might save your life in a grocery store. That might save your life doing a road rage situation. That might save your life at the jail. At church. You never know who needs to hear something positive. That's why it baffles me why so many people want to promote deliberately negativity or discontentment for another man or woman when they can call them or email them. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm about to get up out of here. I appreciate you guys for rocking with me, listening to me in the Tough Love Den. Until next time, my daughter, peace. Y'all be safe out there.